Welcome back to another episode of Chess Thoughts. Today, we're exploring a fascinating topic, the levels of awareness and learning. It's about understanding why some things we know remain surface level and how we can journey deeper into true comprehension and internalization. Let's start with a simple observation. There are things we hear, see, or learn that seem to make perfect sense at first glance. A quote resonates, a lesson feels profound, or a piece of advice strikes us as wise. We might even nod in agreement, repeat it to others, and feel as though we've gained some new insight. But here's the question, has it truly changed us? Have we internalized it, or is it simply floating on the surface of our awareness? The philosopher Socrates famously said, "To know thyself is the beginning of wisdom." But self-awareness isn't something that happens instantly or even completely. It unfolds in layers. The same is true of learning. At the most basic level, we encounter new information and recognize it as useful or interesting. This is what I like to call the exposure phase. It's when we know something intellectually, but haven't yet integrated it emotionally or practically. Take, for example, the idea that failure is a stepping stone to success. It's a concept most of us have heard countless times. Intellectually, we agree with it. Yet, when faced with failure, how often do we find ourselves discouraged, ashamed, or stuck? Why is it so difficult to live by what we know? The answer lies in the deeper levels of awareness and learning. Knowing something on the surface isn't enough. To truly embody an idea, we must engage with it repeatedly, challenge our assumptions, and reflect on how it fits within our lived experiences. This is the integration phase. It's the process of moving from intellectual agreement to emotional acceptance and practical application. There's another layer beyond integration, embodiment. At this stage, the knowledge becomes part of who we are. It's no longer something we have to consciously remind ourselves of. It's something we live by instinctively. Think of a seasoned musician. They don't consciously think about every note or technique. Their years of practice have internalized the art so deeply that it flows naturally. The same principle applies to wisdom and self-awareness. But reaching embodiment requires patience, humility, and intentional practice. It demands that we confront uncomfortable truths about ourselves. For example, let's say you value kindness. You know it's important to treat others with compassion. But have you truly internalized it? Do you practice kindness even when it's inconvenient, when someone tests your patience, or when you're in a hurry? Embodying kindness means it becomes a reflex, not a decision you weigh against other priorities. So, how can we deepen our awareness and move through these levels of learning? Let me share 3 steps to guide this process. First, embrace mindful repetition. Just as a muscle strengthens with consistent use, our understanding deepens when we revisit ideas over time. Reflect on them, apply them, and observe their impact. This is why journaling or having regular moments of introspection can be so powerful. Second, challenge your understanding. Ask yourself, do I truly believe this, or am I living this? Engage with perspectives that differ from your own, and be willing to question your assumptions. True learning often comes from tension and discomfort, not from agreement. Third, seek experiential learning. Intellectual knowledge is a starting point, but experience is where transformation happens. If you believe in the value of gratitude, for instance, make it a habit to express gratitude daily. If you value courage, take small steps outside your comfort zone and reflect on how it feels. Over time, these experiences will cement your understanding. To close, let's consider this. Awareness and learning are lifelong journeys. There will always be ideas we know, but have yet to embody. And that's okay. The goal isn't perfection, it's progress. It's about continually peeling back the layers, going deeper, and allowing what we learn to shape who we are. Thank you for joining me today. If this episode resonated with you, share it with someone who might also find value in it. And remember, true wisdom isn't just about knowing, it's about becoming.